Virgo 6, a merry-go-round. A merry-go-round is one of these children's playthings in a playground. They just go around and around and up and down on horses, and it's an affair, isn't it? Actually, not a playground. It's an image of life. Life is a merry-go-round, and the cycles of life keep us moving around and around, and the circular nature of most lives is something to think carefully about. It's good sometimes to do the same thing that you did before. This reduces the expenditure of energy, it develops familiarity, and it deepens our experience of that thing. So let's say, for example, somebody, they go to Scarborough for their holiday because they like the seaside, and they're familiar with the sense of the Yorkshire way of life, and they like that. So they stay within Yorkshire and go to the coast in Yorkshire, and they find this caravan site which is safe, and they go there and they enjoy themselves. So the following year they go back, and the following year they go back again, and they meet the same people that were there last year, who go back again and again and again and again, until 40 years has passed, and they've never even looked at going abroad for a holiday or even to another county. And I know how absurd this image sounds, but this is actually much more typical than you can imagine. And okay, instead of going to Scarborough, they'll go to Torremolinos or somewhere in one of the warmer islands around Spain, Majorca or something. And again, they have the same food as they have at home in England. They drink the same beer. They go to Spain, where wine is lovely and cheap, but they still drink imported English beer because that's what they like. And I know I shouldn't be laughing at these people because it's rude, but on the other hand, for God's sake, what's life for but to try something new, surely? And this idea of a merry-go-round is partly teaching us not to get caught up in this cycle where we do the same thing that we've done before just because we've done it before. And it's safe and familiar, just to give that up. The merry-go-round image also shows us of the cycles of emotions that we experience, according to the moon cycles and other cycles that astrologers might study. We do have to deal with our emotional nature. The fact that we feel this way makes us own that feeling. It works that way. So if I feel anger, I get indignant and self-righteous, and I might want to blame somebody else. But actually, I'm the victim of anger in a way. That the cycles of emotionality take everyone up and down and up and down, and we're subject to these cycles as victims, unless we are not, unless we go against victimhood and challenge the cycles, to go against the unconsciousness that presents, to work consciously to break out of the rut of our cyclical lives. Now, this is what the meaning of this degree is for me. The encouragement for us to break out, to break away from our habits and to do something different. Typically, we don't know what to do, which is different. I'm reminded of a conversation I had very recently with a client whose life circumstances are not pleasing. She's living with the wrong man. She's living in a way where she can't do what she wants to do. And so my question to her is, well, why don't you change it? But it's hard because she doesn't know what to do next. She doesn't know if there will be an income wherever she goes or anything. All her support system is invested into this particular city, this particular social group, this particular man, this particular employer. That's where she's invested her life. And she simply has not the faith or courage to break away from that and try something new, because it's unknown. If we do not find that courage to break away from what's wrong, we will not find what's right. The order of events is to close the door on the past and wait for the door on the future to open. This is not the other way around. Most people would actually try to open the door to the future before they close the door on the past. They'd get a new job before they gave notice to their old employer. They'd find another lover before they left their marriage, and so on. That's not the right thing to do for a highly advanced spiritual seeker. If you have faith, you know what's right and you know what's not right, and you do what's right. So if you're living in a situation where there is no joy, and there's never going to be any joy, you just cannot see any way to find joy in this situation, it's wrong. It's that simple. And as soon as you understand that this situation's wrong, you close the door on it, one way or another. Even if you stay in the same house with a man that you've decided to leave, you stop having sex with him, you sleep in a different bed. You organize the situation so that it properly reflects who you are and how you are and your determination about what you're going to do. So closing the door on the past before moving into the future is the important thing to do in that regard. Other ways to move forward exist. You don't have to be dramatic and cathartic in how you move forward, but you must break out of the habitual rhythms of life that have robbed you of a sense of spirit. Spirit is not rhythmic. The best image for spirit is the spark that jumps out of a fire. All of a sudden, short-lived, in a certain direction, but never the two sparks never jump in the same direction. Everything is unpredictable for spirit. So that part of us which is unpredictable and spontaneous, that's spirit. That part of us which is stable and rhythmic and routine and supportive of the growth of children, that isn't spirit as such. That's something else. It's not unspiritual, but it's not spirit as such. Spirit is wild. It's the accommodation of spirit. It's a feminine principle, and it would be controversial to name it as will, which is not much understood, but it is will on the deepest level. So the merry-go-round, get off the merry-go-round and find another one, more exciting one, a more demanding one.